and welcome. You're watching NewsX and I'm Megha Sharma. Now, as the slugfest over the Waqf Amendment Bill rages on, the Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly has passed a resolution against it. The resolution was moved by Chief Minister M.K. Stalin. Speaking in the State Assembly, the Chief Minister contended that the union government is trying to hinder the Waqf Board's powers. He claimed that this shall hurt the sentiments of Muslims and that the centre is not bothered. Amidst all this, the BJP leader staged a walkout from the Assembly. The BJP maintains that an elected government at the centre has the power and authority to bring amendments to laws. The BJP has further slammed the DMK, stating that the opposition wants to divide people in the name of religion. What's interesting to note is that excluding the BJP, the principal opposition in Tamil Nadu, including the AIADMK, the CPI and other allies, supported Stalin's resolution. Now, the bill itself proposes over 40 changes to the 1995 Waqf Act, and it aims to reduce Waqf Board's power to claim properties without verification. It also aims to streamline Waqf registration through a central database with notices and seeks to enhance transparency and ensure mandatory inclusion of women in Waqf Board. In fact, the union government approved the JPC report, which proposed 14 changes to the 2024 bill. So as the slugfest rages on, what's the road to reform is the big question. Let's start our conversation. Joining me on the telecast is Kausar Jahan, who is the Delhi Hajj Committee Chief. Thank you very much, Kausar Jahan, for joining me. And my first question to you about the situation as it stands today, while the Waqf Amendment Bill is to be tabled in the Parliament in the coming days, there is a ruckus in the Assembly in Tamil Nadu where a resolution has been passed led by Chief Minister M.K. Stalin against any amendment be brought to the Waqf Bill. How do you view this situation? Do you think amendments are required to this bill?
Well, yes, I think amendments are very much required, and this should have been done much earlier. But all right, it's not too late even now. And Waqf Amendment Act is not an attack on the religious institutions. Again, I repeat, it is not an attack on the religious institutions, but a necessary measure to uphold fairness and justice.
Okay, and what do you think are the problems that are maligning the current Waqf law as to speak?
I'm sorry, could you please repeat?
What are the problems according to you that are maligning the Waqf law at present without any changes made to it?
At present, you know what, the problem is that certain people have have authority, and the Waqf properties are, there's no proper identification, there are no proper records. On what basis can you say a particular property is a Waqf property? You can't just call any property a Waqf property, right? You have to have proper documentation, there has to be a proper procedure, and the authorities have to be involved.
What do you make of the lack of representation of women in the Waqf Board for the board that has continued to move forward for the last several decades?
Well, I think the inclusion of women and the representation of women in the Waqf Board is a very good step, and it's a major step towards women empowerment, which is a very important, I would say, which is the thinking of the present Modi government. And by including women, I think we will be able to keep major checks on the corruption and the malpractices. And yes, of course, and we can bring in a lot of new ideas.
Okay, do you think the representation of women in the Waqf Board will allow for a transparent process to move forward, as opposed to what you claim is a non-transparent, opaque system that has been in play, systematically plaguing the society?
Absolutely, yes, because right now there's a lot of corruption and malpractices. The situation of the Waqf boards all over the country, like for example, let's talk about Delhi Waqf Board. How Delhi Waqf Board, you see what the situation is. The imams have not been paid their salary. All those poor women who are widows, who are promised a certain stipend, they haven't been given what they were promised. And the whole concept behind Waqf is to make sure that the underprivileged section of the society benefits. But this is not happening. So to make sure that all the Waqf properties or whatever the finances are, it benefits the underprivileged section of society for which the Waqf was made. I think this amendment is very important and necessary.
So why do you think there are certain sections of the society, the All India Muslim Personal Law Board, and we also see a number of political leaders including Asaduddin Owaisi, including AIMIM leaders, including M.K. Stalin, AIADMK, all opposing any amendments be made to the bill?
Well, see, every time something good is done or something, a major step is being taken for the welfare of the community, of the Muslim community, I really don't understand why Mr. Owaisi and all the other opposition leaders, they have to, they have a problem. Don't they want the welfare of the community? If you genuinely want the welfare of the community, I think they should support this.
Okay, so the contention of the opposition leaders and some other members of the Muslim community is that this amendment, if made by the government of India in the Waqf Board bill, is antithetical to the very existence of Muslims in the country. The bill is anti-Muslim. What do you have to say to that?
Absolutely not. The bill is not anti-Muslim. How can you relate this thing to religion? This is my question.
Okay, all right. So,
right now, what the situation...
Yeah, go ahead.
Right now, presently, what the situation of the Waqf boards is, all the corruption and the malpractices, is this good? The whole concept of Waqf has changed. The reason why the Waqf boards were made was to make sure that the underprivileged or the not so privileged section of the Muslim community benefit. And that's not happening at all. Certain people, as you say, कुछ लोगों का कब्जा है और बस वो चीज़ों को अपने हिसाब से चला रहे हैं.
So why has the government of India waited up until now to actually raise the issue and propose amendments to the bill?
I'm sorry, can you please
Why
repeat?
has it taken the government of India to bring about an overhaul, or at least try to bring about an overhaul in the Waqf bill? It's been in practice for decades together. There were amendments made in 1954 and then 1995, further strengthening the Waqf board, and now it is a government under the BJP who has decided to bring about amendments to the bill on the basis of what it says is going to make it more transparent. Why has it taken the government this long? Why has it taken our policymakers to identify this problem and work upon it, and why has it taken it such a long time?
Well, on this I think I would say जितनी पुरानी गलतियां हैं, I think उन सब का सुधार करना आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के ही भाग्य में लिखा हुआ है. So yes, I think that's the reason why I would say this is being done.
Okay.
And I think yes, I do agree with you that this should be done. It should have been done earlier also, but it's okay. It's not too late even now.
Okay, all right. Ms. Kausar Jahan, thank you very much for joining me on the telecast and sharing your views on this subject. Let me also now allow me to introduce my other panelists.